It was one of those rare moments that froze people mid-scroll. No speeches, no official announcement. Just the quiet arrival of two blacked-out cars slipping past the gates of Clarence House. First came King Charles. Then, minutes later, Prince Harry. That was it. No fanfare. No public show. But don't be fooled. This wasn't simply a father and son sharing tea. This was their first face-to-face meeting in well over a year and a half. And the air around it was thick with history, unresolved tension, and unspoken words. The last time they stood in the same room was back in February 2024, right after Charles revealed his cancer diagnosis. Since then, silence. No holidays together, no family milestones, no appearances side by side, just rumors piling higher by the week. But suddenly, Harry is back in London. He landed on September 8th to attend the Wellchild Awards and a few charity commitments. From the moment his plane touched down, whispers started swirling. Would he dare try to see his father? And if so, would Charles even say yes? Now we have our answer. The meeting happened, and it happened quickly. Just after 5:20 p.m., Harry's car was spotted entering Clarence House. At first, it barely made a ripple. But once footage started spreading online, the internet erupted. The only question anyone wanted to know was this the beginning of something bigger? Could this be the first step toward repairing a fractured royal bond? To understand the weight of this moment, you have to rewind. Ever since Harry and Meghan stepped down as senior royals in 2020, the fallout has been relentless. The Oprah sit-down, the Spotify deal, the Netflix docuseries. Then came Spare, Harry's explosive memoir. Each project seemed to deepen the chasm between him and his family. Allegations, interviews, headlines, it stopped being just a family rift. It became open warfare, which makes Charles's decision to see his son during ongoing cancer treatment feel significant. This wasn't routine. This was deliberate. Still, don't picture a warm reunion. Sources have suggested the encounter lasted no longer than 30 minutes. That's not a heart-to-heart. That's more like a cautious test, a check of the temperature, perhaps even one last attempt at extending an olive branch. And the absence that loomed largest? Prince William, the one person who might be most invested in what comes next, didn't even show up. No signals of support, no quiet drop-in, nothing. His silence might speak volumes, because in the royal family, absence can be louder than words. Harry didn't just bend tradition, he shattered it. And he did so in full view of the world. Charles may be open to some form of reconciliation, but William? He sees things differently. If there were a handbook for heirs to the throne, reconcile with the family's biggest public headache likely wouldn't make the cut. And so, as the vehicles slipped in and out, the world zoomed in on every detail. Did Charles lean closer? Did Harry look tense? Each tiny movement became its own headline. Because let's be honest, this wasn't just a father meeting his son. This was the monarchy trying to rewrite history, one awkward moment at a time. Behind those closed doors, there were no speeches, no smiling photographs, no staged hugs. Just 30 minutes that could either open a new chapter or quietly shut the book for good. Charles, at this point, isn't just a king. He's a father carrying the weight of legacy, illness, and mortality. Cancer changes people. Sometimes it softens them. Sometimes it hardens them. For Charles, those close to him say it's done a little of both. Perhaps that's why he finally opened the door. Still, nothing about this was casual. The meeting was tightly controlled. No agenda leaked, no palace statements. No whispers of reconciliation fed to the tabloids. Just two men trying, in their own guarded way, to bridge years of silence and resentment. If Harry was hoping for warmth, it probably wasn't there. He didn't arrive as a cherished son returning home. He arrived as a figure who has become one of the biggest media storms the monarchy has ever faced. Charles may have agreed to see him, but this wasn't an invitation to rewrite the past. It was a cautious, time-boxed conversation. What made this visit feel different was Harry himself. He came alone, no Meghan, no entourage, no dramatic public appearances. For a man who once claimed he had to escape the toxicity of royal life, walking back into that world must have felt like entering a lion's den. But he did it, and that in itself raised eyebrows. Meanwhile, William remained nearby but distant, just miles away. The two brothers haven't spoken for months, and insiders say the rift is as deep as ever. If Charles was hoping to bring his sons closer, the odds look bleak. William is said to have lost patience, seeing Harry's interviews, Memoir and Netflix episodes not just as family betrayal, but as damaging to the crown itself. That's why many believe this meeting wasn't just a test for Harry, but also for Charles. Could Harry sit in private without leaking details later? Could he prove he's capable of discretion? And on the flip side, was Charles truly interested in reconciliation, or was this meeting more about optics while the world was watching? The footage told us little, but every second was picked apart. Harry's serious, unreadable face as he arrived. Charles's calm but distant presence. No waves, no smiles, no visible affection. Just duty stitched into every frame. And yet, the fact that it happened at all means something. For years, rumors suggested Charles had stopped answering Harry's calls, shutting down any attempt at communication. But this time, the door opened. That gesture alone counts for something. The real question is, what happens now? Was this a spark of healing, or a final nod before the distance grows even wider? Neither side has spoken. No palace spokesperson, no leaks, no social media hints. And in the royal family, silence often says more than words. This was never about a neat resolution. It was about seeing whether reconciliation is even possible. Harry hasn't just stepped away. He's openly challenged the system, revealed family secrets, and painted the monarchy in ways many consider unforgivable. And yet here he is, still seeking these moments. Is he hoping for a path back? Or just searching for closure? Meanwhile, Charles is stretched thin. His health has forced him to slow down, delegate more, and focus on legacy. He may not have the energy to mediate family feuds. Perhaps this meeting was his way of tying loose ends while he still can. Or maybe, just maybe, he's leaving a small opening for Harry, in case he ever decides to come back the right way. One thing remains clear. William is not moving. Even though he was minutes away, there was no call, no meeting, not even a subtle gesture. To him, the damage runs too deep. Harry didn't just leave the institution, he monetized the fallout. And for William, that betrayal cuts to the core. And yet, beneath the headlines and centuries of tradition, this is still a story about a father and his sons. 3 men carrying wounds, pride, and regret in different ways. Strip away the crowns and palaces, and you see a family fractured like countless others. Only this one plays out on the world stage. The big question now is whether Harry will stay silent. If he shares details, the meeting risks looking like nothing more than another PR stunt. But if he says nothing, truly nothing, it could mark the first sign of restraint. And that silence might mean more than anything he could put in an interview. At the end of the day, there are no real winners here. Charles is battling illness. William is protecting the future. Harry is caught in between, too royal to be ignored, but no longer trusted enough to be fully welcomed back. For now, all we have is the image of a black Range Rover pulling away from Clarence House, leaving behind unanswered questions and a nation wondering what really happened inside. Was it a step forward, or the end of the road? Only time will tell. But one thing is undeniable. This wasn't just about Harry and Charles. This was about the future of the monarchy itself, and whether it still has room for forgiveness.